Welcome to Have More Babies. I'm really glad you're joining us today.
Me too.
We're jumping into a topic that, well, I know is on the minds of so many new parents. It's all about understanding your baby's breathing patterns.
Oh, absolutely. That first period home, everything feels new, maybe a little overwhelming.
Totally. And checking their breathing is something parents find themselves doing, constantly.
All the time.
So today, we're going to explore what's normal, what might be a sign of concern, and hopefully help you feel a bit more confident figuring out the difference.
Exactly. It's a topic that can definitely bring some worry, quite a lot of worry sometimes.
For sure.
Our goal is really to offer some clarity, some reassurance. We've looked at great information from Omega Pediatrics. They're a pediatric care provider based in Roswell and Marietta, Georgia.
Oh, that's helpful. And I saw they have extended weekday hours until 9 p.m.
They do, which is fantastic for working parents or those just, unexpected evening issues.
That's a lifesaver. Okay, so our mission for you listening is to walk away feeling more solid on what healthy baby breathing looks like, and really importantly, when you might need to get it checked out.
Right. Let's get into it. Where should we start? Normal breathing.
Yeah, let's start there. What does normal even look like for a tiny baby? I hear it's different.
It is very different. First off, you need to know newborns breathe much faster than older kids and definitely faster than adults.
How fast are we talking?
You might see around 40 to 60 breaths every minute.
Wow, 40 to 60. That sounds incredibly fast.
It does, doesn't it? If an adult breathed that fast, you'd be concerned. But for a newborn, that rate is often quite typical. It's their baseline as their little bodies are working hard.
Okay, so fast isn't automatically bad. That's key.
Exactly. But here's something else interesting. That rate can slow down quite a bit when they're asleep.
Oh, how much slower?
Sometimes down to maybe 30 or 40 breaths per minute. And again, that change can sometimes, make parents pause and worry a bit, but it's usually completely fine during sleep.
That's really good to know. So faster awake, potentially slower asleep.
Got it. What other patterns are typical?
Well, there's something called periodic breathing. Heard of that?
I think so, but tell us more.
It's pretty common, especially in brand new babies and particularly those born a bit early, premature infants.
Okay.
What happens is they'll take a few faster breaths, and then there's a short pause.
Yeah.
Like a brief stop in breathing.
A pause. That sounds scary.
It can sound it, but the key is short, usually less than 10 seconds. Then they just start breathing again all on their own. No need to do anything.
Less than 10 seconds.
Right. Think of it like their breathing system is still maturing, kind of figuring out a steady rhythm. It's usually nothing to worry about if the pauses are brief and infrequent. It's the length of the pause that matters.
Periodic breathing.
Okay.
It's like their body is still booting up the breathing software properly. That's a good way to put it. And remember, babies are primarily belly breathers. They use their diaphragm, that big muscle under the lungs.
Ah, so you see their little tummy going up and down a lot.
Yep, quite noticeably sometimes. That's perfectly normal.
Okay, so that paints a picture of the usual stuff. Fast breathing, sometimes slower sleep breathing, maybe those short periodic pauses, and belly movement.
Exactly, that's the baseline.
Now, let's shift gears. What about the times when parents should be concerned? What are the red flags, the abnormal signs?
This is crucial. So one thing is often called rapid and irregular breathing. Now, we said rapid is normal sometimes.
Right, like 40, 60 breaths.
Yes, but this is different. It might be breathing that gets faster and deeper, then maybe slows down and gets shallower, kind of cycling. Or, more critically, it's sustained rapid breathing.
Sustained meaning?
Meaning consistently over 60 breaths per minute, especially when the baby is calm, not crying, or hot, or upset.
Ah, okay, so if they've been crying hard, they might breathe fast for a bit, but it should settle down.
Precisely. Context matters. But if they're calm and still breathing over 60 times a minute, continuously, that's a sign to call the doctor or go to a clinic.
Got it. Consistent, rapid breathing when calm is a worry. What about pauses? We talked about the short ones under 10 seconds.
Right, periodic breathing. But pauses, what we call apneic breathing, that last longer than 10 seconds. That's always a reason for concern.
Longer than 10 seconds.
And if a pause lasts more than 20 seconds, that's a medical emergency.
20 seconds. Wow. What do you do?
Call 911 immediately. While waiting, try to gently stimulate your baby, rub their back, flick their foot, see if you can get them to wake up and take a breath.
Okay.
And if they don't respond, if you're trained, you need to be prepared to start resuscitation.
That sounds incredibly frightening, knowing that 20-second mark is vital.
It really is. Other things to physically look for?
Yes. What else can parents see?
Flaring nostrils, Watch their nose as they breathe in. If you see the nostrils widening, flaring out with each inhale.
Like they're trying to suck in more air.
Exactly that. It means they're working much harder than they should be to breathe. That needs prompt medical attention.
Flaring nostrils. Okay, adding that to the mental checklist. What about sounds? Coughing.
Well, an occasional cough or maybe a little sputter or choke, especially during or right after feeding, can happen. Maybe they just took milk down too fast.
Right, that happens.
But we're talking about incessant coughing. A cough that's persistent happens with pretty much every feed. That could signal an underlying breathing issue that needs evaluation.
Okay, so frequency and pattern matter. Constant coughing with fees is different from a one-off sputter.
Definitely. And one more really serious visual sign mentioned by Omega Pediatrics is retracting.
Retracting, what does that look like?
It's when you can actually see the skin getting sucked in between the baby's ribs with each breath they take.
Between the ribs.
Yes. And sometimes, if it's severe, you might even see it being pulled in above the collarbone, too, in that little dip in the neck.
Oh.
That's a major sign of difficulty breathing, difficulty exchanging air. It could be something serious like pneumonia or another lung issue. It requires immediate medical help. No waiting.
Okay, retracting is an emergency sign too. These are all so important for parents to recognize.
Absolutely. Knowing these can make all the difference.
So, given all this, what are some practical, everyday things parents can do to check on their baby's breathing, just to reassure themselves or spot problems early?
Omega Pediatrics suggests a really simple hands-on approach. Listen, look, feel.
Listen, look, feel. Okay, break that down.
So first, listen. Get close to your baby's nose and mouth. Can you hear the soft sounds of their breath?
Okay.
Second, look. Watch their chest, or their belly, as we mentioned. Are you seeing that regular rise and fall motion?
Right, the visual confirmation.
And third, feel. Gently put your cheek close to their mouth and nose. Can you feel those tiny puffs of air against your skin?
Listen, look, feel. That's easy to remember and very practical.
It is. It's a quick way to assess things.
And what if, after doing that, a parent still just has that gut feeling, that worry that something isn't quite right?
Trust your instincts. Always. If you've listened, looked, and felt, and you are still concerned for any reason, please don't hesitate.
Okay.
Get professional medical advice. You can call Omega Pediatrics directly. Their number is 470-485-6342. The team there can offer guidance.
That's great to have the number. 470-485-6342.
Or, of course, if you feel it's urgent or you're very worried, go straight to your nearest emergency room. Don't wait.
It's so reassuring to know those options are there, especially the pediatric clinic with the late hours.
Yes, Omega Pediatrics really seems to get the challenges parents face, knowing you can potentially walk in until 9 p.m. on a weekday. That's huge.
It really is. Fewer middle-of-the-night ER visits if it's something that can be handled at the clinic.
And they also offer telemedicine e-visits for patients already established with them, another great convenience.
Fantastic. And remind us of their locations again for listeners in Georgia.
They're in Roswell and Marietta. And they serve quite a wide area, places like Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, Johns Creek, Duluth, and Cumming, too.
Great coverage.
One other thing they mention is offering after-hours immunizations. Again, just showing that commitment to making care accessible.
That's really valuable. Okay, so wrapping things up a bit, let's summarize the absolute key takeaways for everyone listening to have more babies today about their infant's breathing.
Okay, main points. Number 1, understand what's normal, that faster rate, maybe slower when sleeping, the possibility of brief periodic breathing pauses, less than 10 seconds.
Right, the baseline.
Number 2, know the critical warning signs. Sustained rapid breathing over 60 when calm, pauses longer than 10 seconds, especially over 20, flaring nostrils, persistent coughing with feeds, and any visible retracting between the ribs or above the collarbone.
Those are the big red flags.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Number 3, use that listen, look, feel method for quick checks.
Practical steps.
And finally, number 4, trust your gut. If you're worried, call your pediatrician, call Omega Pediatrics, or go to the ER. Don't hesitate to seek help.
That's a perfect summary. Listen, look, feel, know the norms, know the warnings, and trust yourself.
You got it.
And if you want to learn more about Omega Pediatrics, their services, locations, maybe those extended hours, you can find all that info on their website. It's omegapediatrics.com.
That's right, omegapediatrics.com. Lots of good information there.
Definitely check it out.
And hey, if you found this chat helpful today on Have More Babies,
please share it.
Yeah, spread the word, tell other parents, grandparents, caregivers, anyone looking after little ones.
And make sure you subscribe or download the show so you don't miss out on our future conversations. We'd love to have you back.
We definitely would.
Thank you so much for breaking all this down for us today. Super helpful.
My pleasure. It's important stuff.
It really is. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to Have More Babies. We'll catch you next time.
Goodbye for now.